Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ms. Campbell and today I'm going to teach you how to make my best-selling custom craft, which are these wooden pencils. The supplies that you'll need include wooden pencils. I got these from Amazon and I didn't really like the color that it came with, so I also have some yellow paint that I used to make it more bold. And then I am also using glitter heat transfer vinyl. You can use any Cricut machine that you have, whether that's a Cricut Joy, Cricut Explorer, or Cricut Maker to cut out this material. Here's a closer look at the glitter iron-on material, also known as heat transfer vinyl, and I am using black smart iron-on material as well. To apply the heat transfer vinyl, I'm using my Cricut Easy Press Mini. After you watch this tutorial, be sure to check out some of my other tutorials on how you can make some other really cute custom crafts. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this project. I ordered the pencils from Amazon and some of them come discolored, so I decided to just add glitter over that part. And here is some paint that I got from my local hardware store or home improvement store. And I am just painting on top of the pencil because I really don't like the color that it comes in. It used to come a little bit more vibrant, but for some reason it just is super faded now. So I just paint the front of it and the sides of it using my paintbrush. Please subscribe to my channel while you're watching this video. That is my little baby in the back. She is currently fighting sleep. But if you subscribe to my channel, I will greatly appreciate it so that I can continue to make more videos for you. I added this project into my Cricut Design Space projects and it's titled Custom Wooden Pencil. I have all the measurements in there for all of the material that you need to cut, which is the glitter heat transfer vinyl. It's color coded by the material that you need. So the yellow would be the gold and the pink would be the pink and so on and so forth. So that's just an easy way for you to access it. But here is how, if you were starting from a blank canvas, how you would do it. Once you're on a new project, you're going to add your text by just clicking text on the left panel. And I'm typing in a teacher's name. I did use my ruler to measure the pencil and it can't be bigger than 6 inches wide. So I'm selecting the name and dragging it to 6. I'm clicking on it and duplicating it by pressing Control D, which is a shortcut, and then I'm changing this name because this is an order that somebody placed on my website. So I am adding the second teacher's name. The specific text that I'm using, it has little lines after each letter. You can't really see it that good, but I am selecting the entire word and then going to combine and weld. That makes it one image instead of having it as separate letters. It does make a tad difference when you're cutting your material, but it's not 100% necessary. However, I'm doing it that way just in case you wanted to do it as well. After I click make it, it takes me to this page and then I'm going to click without matte since I'm using smart glitter iron-on. And then I try to see if I could fit my two words on there side by side to save space, but it didn't work that way, which is fine. And then I'm clicking mirror. Since it is heat transfer vinyl, you have to make sure you mirror your image, especially if it's text. And then I'm just selecting smart iron-on glitter. Next, we're going to our machine and I'm taking out my smart glitter iron-on material. It comes in this box and then I am ready to load it. But I have this Cricut roll holder, which is super fun to use because you get to save time by not having to add your material to a mat. And I'm placing my shiny side down. Always place your material shiny side down when you're working with heat transfer vinyl. So I'm just sliding it into the machine and then pressing that load button that's blinking. Once it checks to see that there's enough material, it'll just come back out and then press that little play button that's blinking. and then your machine will cut the letters that you just sent to it to cut. While the material is cutting, please leave a comment and let me know what level of a Cricut user are you. Are you a beginner, an intermediate user, or advanced? Or are you looking to get a Cricut machine and you're learning how to use it and seeing if this is a good investment for you? Let me know in the comment section. So once it's done, we unload it, and then I really love this Cricut roll holder because it has a razor on it. So you just want to really make sure that you don't cut your design because it happens to me all the time. Now I'm weeding out my design using a weeding tool and just being very careful because the font is pretty thin and you just want to make sure that it sticks on there by just taking your time. This is done in fast motion, so you guys didn't have to sit here for a ton of time to watch me do it. Next, I am going to show you how I designed the gold part for this wooden part of the pencil. So I just take my ruler and measure it. The reason I'm doing this is because the wood sometimes is discolored, and I just want to make sure that people know what they are receiving, as far as I don't want to ever give someone a dirty looking pencil. So I just started adding glitter onto the pencils. Next, I click on shapes and select the square. And because I took my measurements, I already know how big I need it. So I need it 1 inch by 2 inches. So I'm making a 1 by 1 inch square, pressing Control D to duplicate, and then I'm adding it to the side. So it could be a long rectangle and then going to weld. This makes it one image. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing as far as selecting a square, and I'm going to make the smaller part of the pencil, which is the side of the pencil. And I saw that my measurements was a 1/2 inch by 1 inch. So I'm just repeating the process of adding 2 squares. Then I'm selecting the squares and then pressing weld so that it becomes one rectangle. And the reason why I have to do 2 squares is because the rectangles don't form into the size that you need sometimes. So you can just make little squares and then form them as one image by welding them. So I did make a couple of duplicates. For each pencil, you would need 1 big piece and 2 small pieces. So essentially, I just made pieces for 4 different pencils, if that makes sense. So while it's cutting, let's just take a second to take in this view. I am moving pretty soon in the next couple months, so I won't have this view anymore, I don't think. So let's just look at it. All right, so now we have our Cricut Easy Press Mini. I am pressing it so that it turns on and it'll be warm by the time I need it. And I'm peeling off the gold glitter iron-on pieces. I like to peel it because it does go on faster when you iron it on without that protective layer, because that protective layer is pretty thick. So I'm cutting off that A because I don't like how the tail looks on it. And then I'm placing my black letters onto the middle of the pencil and using my Cricut Easy Press at the highest level and just pressing it on there. I also use this little spatula to kind of press it on there to make sure it's on. And I am going to go a little bit fast on this part. You kind of just need to take your time with this. You don't want to leave the heat on there too long because sometimes the paint could start bubbling. If you leave it on there, it'll get too hot. So then I have my gold piece that I am ironing on to the wooden part. And to cut off that excess material, I'm just placing it against the edge, and the heat will cause it to cut off just like you saw there. And then I am going to add the little tiny rectangles onto the side and use my Easy Press to make sure that it adheres to it. to put a disclaimer out there to make sure that you're being careful when using your Cricut Easy Press because it is very hot. Here is the final product. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this tutorial was helpful. I personally just love how these came out. If you want to stick around and check out some of my future videos, be sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I will catch you in the next video.